Welcome to Football Worldwide presents the Champions League show. What a match day it's been. Welcome to my lovely co-host, Jonathan. How are you, mate?
Good as always. How are you, Bruno?
Fantastic. And after the games we saw, I'm sure we're going to have Anthony having a great chat. How are you, Ant?
Finally, Inter's got 3 points in the Champions League. Let's go. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, we will cover that fixture and many more. We did do this one on a bit of short notice. We didn't schedule it too much. So, guys, if you're in here, leave a like, give us a subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So, Group A essentially was, it's been the highlight group so far. It consists of City, PSG, Leipzig, and Club Brugge. But the first fixture I'll draw your attention to, boys, is City. They lost last match day to PSG, but they seem to have put that all behind them. 5-1. And essentially, when Club Brugge did score, it was game, set, match already. It was already 4-0. So, getting the job done. And I'll throw it to you. Is this City team going to go all the way? Or let's say semi-finals. Let's be realistic here. Let's talk semi-finals. Is this City team good enough to make the semi-finals?
Well, of course they are, man. There aren't too many teams in the world that are better than them. These 5-1 results to them are just routine, the same way it is to Bayern, which I'm sure you'll get to eventually. So there's no reason to say that they won't be in the top four. Over 2 legs, anything can happen. But the favorites for this competition are the same favorites that have been for the last 3 to 4 years, which is the team with the strongest squad. And Manchester City is definitely one of those sides.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we'll move straight into the next game. PSG. They defeated Leipzig 3-2. Jono, what were your thoughts on this game?
Pretty much same as always. PSG got massive problems in defense still. Leipzig absolutely tore them apart pretty much as we've seen them do in the Bundesliga. They're just an attacking prowess, what they've got. Individual brilliance is the only reason why PSG got through this game, and a couple of penalties as well. Messi doing what he does best in the sense of cut through and could have a chance of scoring a hat-trick, but unselfishly gave what would have been his hat-trick penalty to Mbappe, who did not convert. But other than that, it is what it is.
Yeah, look, I feel Messi's smart, man. He's trying to build that chemistry. He knows they need Mbappe to stay, and he's doing everything he can. But Group A, as it stands, is PSG in top spot on 7 points. City in second on 6. Club Brugge third with 4 points, and RB Leipzig yet to record a point in this group. So let's move on to Group B. There were two great fixtures in this one, but we'll move to Milan first, where Porto hosted AC. And this team, it's the first time in their history they have not recorded a win in their first 3 fixtures, let alone a point. Is there any redemption for them, or is this done and dusted? Let's look for Europa.
Do you want the banter version of my response or like the serious version of my response?
Let's talk serious first.
All right, that's fair.
It can't be
We'll
serious without any banter.
We'll just go serious. We'll save the banter for maybe another time. This is very tough to go from playing in the Europa League or in Italy up to the Champions League. It's a completely different level of competition, and you have to break up your domestic schedule for it as well. That's a fatigued Milan side who's doing very, very well in Serie A. So all banter aside, they've got a tough group. And remember who else had a really tough group first year after coming back after, 9 years or so? Tottenham Hotspur in peak form, making finals. Barcelona's, Borussia Dortmund's, Real Madrid's. We remember this, man. We have been there. So my full credit goes out to Milan because they haven't actually played poorly. This was probably the poorest they've played in the Champions League so far this season in this game. And they are going to come to rue this result because at the end of the day, no matter how good your opponents are, 0 points from 3 games, you need 3 wins to qualify now. Yeah,
definitely. And just on that note, I mentioned with Jonathan earlier in the European Weekly Catch-Up, it's at a stage where Milan need to decide, are they going for Champions League or are they going to focus domestically? And we saw last season with Antonio Conte and Inter, he focused on domestic league and he reaped the rewards. So who knows what will happen with that Milan side, but I don't see many losers in that squad allowing it to happen in the likes of Ibra and so forth. The Highlight fixture of this group was Atletico Madrid and Liverpool. Atletico losing 3-2 there, but Jonathan, what a game that was.
Brilliant game in the sense of goals, but in the same sense, Liverpool did not look like, in my opinion, the side of what they have been in recent form. Van Dijk, probably the worst game I've seen him play in a Liverpool jersey. They Atletico, in all seriousness, Griezmann showed up since his first proper game back for Atletico, scoring a brace, but undoing himself with that red card, justified by all means. What else did I want to say? Lamar, great run from the touch line off the on the corner to set up for that first goal for Griezmann. But yeah, man, there was so much happening in this game. But first half was action-packed. Second half kind of dragged a bit. I thought Atletico were a bit unlucky to have that penalty overturned, in my opinion. If you got to award the first one for Liverpool, in my opinion, you got to give the second one as well. There wasn't as much impact in regards to in the back. He probably milked it a little bit, but still sufficient enough to be awarding the penalty and not to have that taken away.
Yeah, definitely. And Liverpool are in the group with a perfect record so far. They're on top with 9 points. Atletico and Porto in second with 4 points. And AC Milan, 0 points after 3 fixtures. So with second and third being on 4 points, the task is a bit easier for AC Milan. But as Anthony said, it's a jam-packed schedule and they got to keep up with it. Group C, we had the likes of Sporting taking on Besiktas. Sporting absolutely running riot over Besiktas, taking that 4-1 victory there. They were just clinical all over the. There was 4 goals scored in the next fixture, and that was Ajax and Dortmund. Jonathan, Ajax, they came to play, and traveling to Ajax is always tough. But Uncle Sharma in the chat, thank you for tuning in. Bless you, Anthony. But look, guys, Ajax, wow, 4-0, over Dortmund. Jonathan, this is the Ajax we saw a couple of years ago that dismantled the likes of Barcelona and Juventus.
Yeah, Ruse started the scoring with an own goal in the wrong net, but far out, man. Ajax, they were just unbelievable. Blind and Anthony, amazing goals, just done unreal. Dortmund in defense had absolutely no idea what was going on and just could not handle Ajax by any means. Keeper has to get a special mention. He's the first keeper ever to stop Haaland 3 shots on target. So, yeah.
Yeah, look, when it's not your day, it is not your day, and Ajax made sure they knew that. The group is as stands, Ajax with the perfect record on 9 points in first, Dortmund 6 points, Sporting with 3, and Besiktas on 0. Look, at the end of the day, boys, I don't know if you disagree or not, but I cannot see, Dortmund not going through. I just think this is a 2-horse race, and it was from the get-go. Let's move on to Anthony's favorite group here. Group D, that is. And I will cover first the Real Madrid fixture, and then I'll hand it to Anthony to unleash. But Real Madrid, they traveled to the Ukraine. They faced Shakhtar. They put 5 past them. But a point I want to make here is their earlier fixture in the domestic league this week was postponed due to international travel and players coming from South America. Did this play a big part in their performance? 100%. Because as we move into the next fixture of Inter, you'll see that a lot of these players were fatigued. And, players like Lautaro Martinez played for Argentina, traveled on a plane, within 36 hours were playing for Inter, and then a couple of days later. So the break really did favor them. Vinicius Jr., I feel this guy is going to take Real Madrid to the next level. He's the pinnacle and the starting point, their foundations. Vinicius Jr. to Real Madrid is what Fati is to Barcelona at the moment. He bagged the double. Rodrigo, there was an own goal there, but Benzema getting the 91st minute goal, but it's not a Real Madrid game without a Benzema goal. As we alluded to earlier, as Anthony alluded to earlier, Inter finally got off the mark in the group. 3-1 to Sheriff. But I don't think the result tells the story, Anthony, does it?
Well, it depends how you look at it. Inter dominated that game and could have won it 5-1, but it was also equalized with 35 minutes to go. Off another, I would say, subpar effort from our goalkeeper. But now we have 3 points in the Champions League and our campaign starts now. Sharif from Moldova, like what a story it is, getting maximum points against Real Madrid. So far, 6 points from 6. It still keeps them front runners in the group for the time being. Or at least with Real Madrid's win, it might not have them front runners, but still in a good position to qualify. But this return fixture in Moldova now for Inter now means that 3 more points would spell a very optimistic position in terms of qualification. In regards to the game itself, King Arturo Vidal really showed up in this game. He had a phenomenal performance, bagged a goal and an assist. Dzeko bagged himself a goal as well. It was that finish. That finish is something you can't teach in a striker, and it was just really important to get these 3 points because we have a very tough domestic fixture list coming up, and not having that monkey off our shoulder in the Champions League would have really hurt. So it's really good to get the win.
Yeah, definitely. And just on Arturo Vidal, I mentioned, I think it was on Uncle Sharma's video, I left a comment and I let him know, look, Vidal, Conte brought Vidal into this team for a reason, and we literally saw what that reason was in this game. His experience, you cannot pay for, and he just showed he can step up for these big games, which is great to see. But moving on to the group points, Sheriff and Real Madrid on top with 6 points, but Sheriff has the head-to-head against Real Madrid, so that will be interesting there. Inter on 4 points and Shakhtar Donetsk on 1. So if Inter get the 3 points against Sheriff next time round and Shakhtar get taught a lesson at the Bernabeu, I don't think Shakhtar have much to play for. But let's move on to Group A. This team here, we're looking at Bayern Munich. Doesn't matter where they are, who they're facing. They're just putting goals left, right, and center. And this Bayern Munich team, 4-0 against Benfica. I don't have anything else to say because I just feel like I'll be repeating myself, and I can just clip something from a previous video and put it here. But Jonathan, is there anything you got to say about this Bayern Munich team?
Pretty much exactly what we said in the European Weekly Catch-Up. They were cruising first half and then decided to just turn it on second half. And what they do, 4-0. So thank you very much. And they'll take the 3 points and run. So they're just so good, man. I don't know. I think they're going to go pretty close, to be perfectly honest. They just keep looking better and better at the moment.
Yeah, no, definitely. And look, I do see them being in the top 4. I don't like, when I'm talking Champions League, I don't like to pick a winner because it is a tough competition. But top 4, I do see them being there. Barcelona, on the other hand, they finally got off the mark. 1-0 against Dynamo Kiev. Excuse me. They relied on a PK goal. Anthony, is this Barcelona going to be causing any troubles down the track, or was this just they were just too good for their opponent on the day?
They weren't even that good, to be honest, man. They scored a goal and they started parking it afterwards. But like in terms of this group, they'll have to do a good job to still go through, in my opinion. I mean, it's not as though it's a given that they're going to go through. That Benfica side is still a very, very good side. They're leading the Portuguese league. And, you know, they actually kept Bayern at bay for a long period of time. They've got players with a lot of experience in there as well. So Barcelona is going to really have to turn up against Benfica because they're just a really, really good side. Benfica's a really good side this season.
Yeah, look, and the table will tell you Bayern Munich, perfect start so far, 9 points. Benfica on 4, Barcelona on 3, and Dynamo Kiev on 1. Let's move across to Group F, where we had some interesting fixtures. Manchester United, Atalanta, Anthony. Atalanta, they're our countrymen. Manchester United's in your heart. I know what you're gonna say, but go. The floor.
Bro, this was the funniest game, man. This was such a typical Man United game. Like, how do they always do this? No matter what manager it is, like no matter if you're 7 years old watching them under Ferguson, 2 games away from Mourinho being sacked, or right now, this team just always wins in this stupid fashion, man. Being the crapper side for majority of the game and then just turning it up and being left to your own fluid devices. Ole Gunnar freestyle, man. That's exactly what he is, bro. Take the managerial wheels off at halftime, and then it's just stupid. When you have that much quality, it's stupid. It's almost... There's been so many games recently where I've watched United play going, this can't go on. You can't keep managing a team like this, but it's just hilarious. And this morning was another hilarious. I want to give a shout out to Atalanta because I respect them so much as a team, but typical chokers in choker Atalanta fashion, man. It's just what they love to do. However, such a good side. The mistake coming from Ilicic that led to Rashford's goal, that's an uncharacteristic mistake from Josip Ilicic, and that's a clutch finish from Rashford. If he doesn't finish that in that 55th minute, whatever it was, I don't know if United would have come back. And no, man, I'm sick of Ollie, man. I don't know if I can put the British accent on as good as they can, but nah, it's all good. But the thing is, like with Atalanta's side, with Malinovsky in good form and all of their players in good form, they still stand a real shot at going through to the next round, in my opinion. And how can I forget but not bring him up? Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. Just keep him asleep for 90% of the game and still watch him steal the show, bro. It's incredible. It's incredible to watch. Him and Messi. We're blessed, man.
Look, when Cristiano is on your team at the moment, when you're defending, you're down a man. But when you're attacking, you're up 2 men. But yeah, look, typical United fashion. But at the same time, it's burnout on Atalanta's behalf. They come out of the gates firing and they just cannot sustain it. So on to the other fixture, Young Boys Villarreal, 4-1 there. Is there much to talk about, or was this just Villarreal getting the job done? Jonathan, what do you think?
Yeah, Villarreal just doing what they need to be honest. Young Boys, they got a surprising result against Man United that first match day. Well, maybe
I would have
not.
called it surprising, but
yeah, maybe not. But look, it is what it is. Yeah, Villarreal just doing what they need to do, to be honest, and yeah, pretty much just going through the motions.
Well, Group F, as much as we've given it to United, they're on top with 6 points. Atalanta Villarreal on 4 points and Young Boys on 3. So moving on to Group G, we had Salzburg taking on Wolfsburg. Salzburg were just way too strong. They came out of the gate, scored after 3 minutes. Wolfsburg equalised, and then Okafor for Salzburg just put 2 within the space of 10 minutes and just put it beyond Wolfsburg's reach. On the other hand, French champs Lille, they held Sevilla at bay. It was a bombardment of shots the entire fixture, and they defended, they got the point, and that was that there. And Group G, as it stands at the moment, you have Salzburg in first on 7 points, Sevilla on 3 with 3 draws, Lille on 2 points, and Wolfsburg on 2 points as well. So, boys, do you see the French champs qualifying with 2 points as they stand at the moment?
They suck this season, bro. They're doing horribly domestically as well. They've got injuries. They've got a couple of players who are unhappy as well. This is a reset season for them. So, no, not good for them.
And as we move into the final group, I will throw it to you, Anthony. Zenit 0, Juventus 1.
It was really close to being a perfect day, man.
That's what I was about to say. It was an 86th minute Kuleveski goal, but they just don't look the same, do they?
This is Allegri ball, but bro, we know this. We know this is Allegri ball right to the tee. I can't stand seeing Allegri's face when he wins 1-0. There's something different about it. It like morphs into a different face. But Juventus have got that quality off the bench that a club like Zenit doesn't. And when you play in the Champions League, there's always that level of who can bring on the better substitutions. And that was the case today. I think Kulusevski he's always one of the names in the Juventus fans and the Juventus Mercato transfer market that is on for sale. For me personally, that's a player that I'd love for him to leave Juventus because I actually rate him. I know he gets a lot of criticism, but he is one of those players on the attack that can produce something out of nothing. Ergo today against Zenit St. Petersburg, man. So Juventus, as much as you hate to say it, quality start to their Champions League campaign, round of 16 ticket booked.
Beautiful there. And the next group was a textbook game for Chelsea. It was written on paper before the game even started. It was a 4-0 win there. Christensen kicking it off early after 10 minutes. Jorginho getting a double via penalties, and Kai Havertz also getting a goal there. But the talking point from this fixture is both Lukaku and Werner were taken off pre-halftime. Lukaku after 25 minutes and Werner just before halftime with injuries. They've been a dominant force in England, but other wheels starting to fall off. I'll throw it to you, Anth, first. We've seen Lukaku at Inter. He's yet to show his Inter prowess. But are in Chelsea in dire straits come the return leg?
Inter's squad is having fitness issues at the moment. Romelu Lukaku did not get injured once in 2 years, bro. He actually looked like he kept leveling up every single week. Now he's away from a very well-built physical backroom team. He's gone to Chelsea in a new environment. He's looked slow. I know he's fatigued as hell, and this is his first actual proper injury. I hope it's not serious, and I hope he comes back and starts scoring a brace every single weekend because I want to see Romelu Lukaku succeed. But this whole adjustment period, we all knew it was going to be really, really tough for Rom. And after a half-decent start, his first 2 or 3 games, he's going to have to come from behind now. He's going to have to climb a mountain. And that's a steep mountain in Chelsea, bro. Yes, he is missing Professor Pintos, man. Missing Pintos and all the backroom staff, man. So it's going to be a rough climb for him, man. That's a steep hill to climb up in Chelsea. Those fans are not nice people.
And Jonathan, we talk a lot about the Premier League on everything, not everything APL, on European Weekly Catch-Up. Is this going to derail Chelsea's season, or do they have something in their back pocket that can help them get through the next couple of games pending Werner and Lukaku's injuries?
I think it depends how long they're going to be out for and who they're coming up against in the next couple of weeks. I haven't looked ahead to who they've got coming up. Havertz is he's not a slouch as a replacement, so you would expect him to be playing as a 9. Yeah, look, I think it all comes down to who they're versing, but look, it does
Norwich, Southampton, Newcastle, Malmo.
Is that their run? Is that Chelsea's run? Are you joking?
I think they'll be fine.
No, but that's the perfect run for Lukaku to score 2 goals a game and stat pad himself into the records. So he's spewing. Lukaku would have been looking at that calendar going, yes, those are when my goals are coming.
Wow.
100%. But guys, that was match day 3 covered. Match day 4 is an exact replication of match day 3, except they travel to different venues. But look, guys, it is a nice, quick 22-minute episode here. Anthony, your final words about match day 3 before we wrap it up?
Just because we won doesn't mean Inter's going through, bro. I'm ready for this pain. I was born with this pain. I'll die with this pain. So expect some pain, but it's good. It's good to see the goals, and it's just good to see quality, man, like this Champions League. It really is. It's the most entertaining football it has been since I was 5 years old, bro, watching it on SBS in Australia. It's the best competition in the world.
And Jonathan, good to have you again. Any final words before we sign off?
Guys, just be sure to like and subscribe. We're pumping out content like there's no tomorrow. I'm going to get ahead of Bruno before he always cuts me off this time. Guys, no, Bruno, I'll let you do the final sign off and say what shows we've got coming up. So have a good weekend.
So, guys, you can catch Football Worldwide with regular shows, everything EPL hosted by Mo. Serie A Roundtable hosted by Ant. If you haven't caught this week's episode, tell our viewers who the guests were, Ant.
I had 2 brilliant guests from over in the United States, Martino Puccio and Matt Tangelo, who won the 2020 award for Best Up-and-Coming Podcast with their State of Play pod. It's a brilliant podcast, and they're 2 really nice guys and good guests as well.
No, look, it was a fantastic episode. Everything APL with Jonathan and myself. Your regular Champions League show. What do you mean? Sorry. European League. And, you'll also be seeing a Football Worldwide Presents in the Spotlight. We're discussing, Anthony and myself, with a couple of Newcastle fans, with a Newcastle fan, the recent takeover and their thoughts, as well as the potential takeover of Inter. So we'll have that up shortly as well. So, guys, like always, thank you for joining us. 4 strong in the chat. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. But thank you, and we will see you on the next Champions League match day. Ciao.
Ciao.